Hello everybody. Welcome back to our little tarot corner. Allie from Toe Tarot here. Oh my gosh. Okay, I have something here that I am the most excited for. I have a prototype of a very special oracle deck called Song of the Grandmothers. So this is an oracle deck that is coming out by the creator of the Prairie Majesty Oracle. That's Kara Simons at Joyful Resonance on Instagram, and it is illustrated by none other than Mari in the Sky, who has illustrated the deck that I've mentioned 1,000 times here on the channel, the Gentle Tarot. So between the two of them, they have come up with an oracle deck that kind of revamps a deck that Kara has released before. It was also a grandmother themed oracle. I don't know how long ago it came out. It was obviously before I came into the tarot oracle world, so unfortunately I don't have that oracle, but from what I understand, this is that oracle with additional / different cards and obviously re-illustrated, so it's redesigned. But yeah, so my deck, let me cover up some special information here. It does come with a little info card here for me, so a little bit of the details that will be different than this deck, because as I said, it is a prototype, so it's not going to be the exact same as the final product that you receive. So some of the differences, or rather a summary of the deck that you'll receive, it'll be nicer cardstock, which I have to say, this cardstock is so pleasantly plasticky and bendy, but I won't go into details because obviously, again, it's not going to be the same, but it's going to be so nice. I mean, this already feels incredible and I am over the moon about it, so look out for the final edition. But anyway, so nicer cardstock, a matte UV finish, and a detailed full color guidebook. She did send those of us who received prototypes from her a link to a sort of in-process guidebook, which is what I'm covering up. So I do have some of the guidebook information, but it'll come with a nicer guidebook, full color, in a 2-part box. Mine just came in this lovely little bag from Kara. More blank cards to personalize with your own grandmother connections. So my personal deck did not come with any blank cards, but I know that she designed those in the deck so that you can create cards with maybe some grandmother energy that you see in your own life that are special to you, whether that is, you know, plants or animals or things in nature that you would like to see represented in your deck. She's got blank cards in the final copy that you will be able to create your own with, which is amazing. Honestly, I have to tell you, I have cried numerous times flipping through this deck. It is so, I can't, yeah. I get highly emotional with this deck, so it's incredible, but you get the opportunity to customize yours even more, which is just so incredible. So the grandmothers include plants, trees, elements, and creatures. They gather in 6 color-coded categories. So it's kind of like Prairie Majesty with the colors on the bottom of the cards. It's the same with these, but the categories here are: the pink or self-love, blue is harmony, green is growth, possibility is purple, service is yellow, and then destruction is this kind of burgundy brown color. Oh goodness, okay, I gotta take this away. It's cramping my thumb. It says each card features the grandmother's theme word and a haiku essence that represents her verse in the eternal song. How special. Okay, so this deck will be funding on Kickstarter. It will be coming to Kickstarter July 22nd, so very soon. And you'll be able to purchase it there with all the goodies, and the quality will be as I summarized. And then the back of this card, I can show you, has a little spread, a sample spread from the actual guidebook, 5-card spread with a theme, anchor, challenge, inspiration, and forward. Like the theme, you're visiting this grandmother's house for tea or perhaps something stronger. Hey! Then 4 of her friends show up with advice for integrating this theme into your life. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So, all the grandmother vibes. Enough jabbering, enough babbling. Let's get into the actual deck. Gosh, I love holding this thing. So, the backs, obviously in Mari's style, lots of rainbows, lots of color. Rainbows are very prevalent throughout this deck, but it's a beautiful hexagonal pattern. The rainbow, so lovely. Eee! Okay, here we go. So, card number 1 is Amethyst, Enoughness. Child, you are beloved, a gem prized by all, your worth immeasurable. Already. Grandmother Butterfly, Transformation. I like too the way that these are written. There are certain words that are capitalized, and so you can even take that as a shorter, kind of quick, snappy message too, like love, present, makeover. That's really neat. One of my personal favorites, Grandmother Lavender, for homeostasis. The pendulum swings to and fro, seeking balance, what feels right to you. Grandmother Peppermint, Reset, Expand inside, love. Inhale, exhale, love. When I tell you that I literally sat looking through these cards and bawling because of these messages, I have already freaked out to Kara and to Mari, telling them how much I love this deck. It does something, man. It's so wonderful. I can't even find words, but it's so wonderful. Okay, let's keep going. Grandmother Prickly Pear Cactus, Individuality. Embrace your different, lovable because it's yours, no one else compares. Grandmother Primrose. One choice at a time. Repeat. Grandmother Rose, Unconditional Love. Look at that. That's so pretty. Grandmother Rosemary for Source. More than what you see. Remember who you are. Here, your form, love itself. Grandmother's Shadow. Awareness. Integrate your parts. Unblocked light absorbs the dark. Shine on all of you. Oh, y'all know how I feel about sunflowers. So we have Grandmother Sunflower for nourishment. Turn to what you love. Whatever feels like sunshine, let it nourish you. Remember how I told you guys in my last video with that other oracle deck, the Watercolor Impressions Oracle. Go check that video out if you haven't, by the way. That was another wonderful oracle. But sunflowers turn towards each other on cloudy days when there is no sun. So turn to what you love. Grandmother Zebra for confidence. Show the world your stripes. Grandmother Brook for humor. Humming merrily downstream. Laughter soothes the way. These are seriously such incredible messages. They just hit home. You know what? I'm gonna set these down so that I maybe can help you guys focus on them a little bit better. Let's see. Let's zoom in here. There we go. Let's do that. That way I'm not moving it all around and making you guys dizzy. Also, here's all of Kara's information. All right. Grandmother Elephant for community. Solid synergy. Ask for and receive support. Yeah, these messages are things that are so, so important and so grandmotherly, right? So maternal and so loving and so gentle, and they're messages that you need to hear. Like these are messages that I could see my grandmother giving to me personally in my own life. Just beyond beyond compassion. Grandmother Firefly, celebration. Gifts that light the way. Grandmother Hermit Crab, sanctuary. You are always home. If that's not grandmother energy, I don't know what is. Grandmother Hummingbird, joy. You can see here all the rainbows that Mari likes to incorporate, from the oranges to the yellows and greens and blues, and the hummingbird herself is all bright and colorful. Very much Mari style. Again here with more beautiful rainbows on Grandmother Iris for connection. Connected by Rainbow Bridge, always inside you. Gosh. This will be an amazing pair with the Gentle Tarot. Obviously, same illustrator, but just the feel of both of them. These will be such warm decks to use on those days where you just need compassion. You need a grandma hug, you know? There's just nothing that replaces a grandma hug. Grandmother Linden, frequency. Shows you where you want to go. Use your volition. Grandmother Moon for unity. This is an incredible one. Always moving through phases, never less than whole. It's such a great reminder that we need sometimes, like, even though you may not see yourself fully, even though you may not completely feel seen or feel heard, you are never less than whole. You know, just because we can't see the moon in the sky sometimes, it doesn't cease to exist, or it's not just part of the moon that's showing up in the sky, right? It's just, it's visibility to us, but it is never less than whole. It's always a moon. Grandmother Pear for timing. Look at the transition you've got from the blossoms to the blooms to the pear itself to where it's ripe. Every step matters. You're in the right phase. Grandmother Tortoise. So Krista over at Adventures in Metaphysics, she also received a prototype, and I watched her flip through as well. When she was talking about this card, she was having trouble with this word too, equanimity, and I can totally relate. Totally relate. Something that she mentioned too, which I was going to as well, with the guidebook, it will be wonderful, and there's a lot more insight in it into the cards. Of course, I did not think this out to have it brought up on my iPad to read from, so oops. But just know that the messages are incredible. In fact, maybe I'll post another video, or maybe I will read with it this week. That's what we'll do. We'll film our Sunday reading this week with the Gentle Tarot and with this Oracle, and I can read the guidebook input. I'm definitely not going to leave you guys hanging. Let me know if that's something you'd like to see. Oh man, back to it. 13 minutes in, and we are a third of the way done. This card is a 66 card deck, by the way. So, Grandmother Bear, permission. Choose what comforts you. Reassurance you're cared for. Knowing arms wrap you. I have no words. Look at this little bumblebee for completion. Stop your worrying. Buzz off. Fly away. And then you've got these couple crystals here in a row, which are beautiful. So we had amethyst as card number 1. Here we have Grandmother Lapis Lazuli for truth. Discern, recognize the signs, see through deception. Incredible. This is one of Krista's favorite cards, and I gotta admit, it's one of mine too. It's Grandmother Jasper. Shield, protection offered, energetic buffering while you recover. This one is amazing as well. Grandmother Oak for strength. Take root, you hold the blueprint. As you know, acorns fall to the ground, and that's how we get oak trees, and the cycle repeats itself. The acorns fall from the oak tree, they fall into the ground, they grow another tree. Grandmother Orca for power. Look at her. No words. I love this card too. Grandmother Rain, acceptance. It's like you're looking at a sun shower from a window, right? Like these are the rain droplets on a window. It's such an interesting perspective and so many rainbows. Love it. Grandmother Spiral, wisdom. Lean into the curve. So dreamy. Oh, yep. Ooh, getting emotional again. Okay, stop it, Allie. These are just such great messages. Grandmother Violet, introspection. Grandmother Weeping Willow for release. Anchored flexibility. Like, these are so well thought out. What's cool about these two, like I was talking about in Krista's video, the guidebook is wonderful. However, the information on the bottom too definitely allows you to just work with the cards if you don't necessarily want to rely on the guidebook or use the guidebook. There's definitely strong messages at the bottom that you can just use as well. So it's essentially a great deck that you can use, you know, straight out of the box. Grandmother Wolf, healer. Your howls are heard, love. Your inner healer awake. Be brave and listen. So Mari posted several videos about her art in progress, and this was one of the cards that she showed her progression through. And it's so fascinating to watch her process. She is incredible to watch her work. This is Grandmother Black Panther for passion. Welcome your wildness. Again, I've mentioned it before, but there's a, what's it called? Oh, Women Who Run with Wolves. This kind of reminds me of that book, teaching you how to embrace your inner wild woman. Grandmother Bluebell, hope. Grandmother Ocean, freedom. I know Lisa Pepez will like this card. She's a big ocean gal. You can't tame the waves. Lose control to find freedom. Every drop is held. Like, just let that sink in. Just let that sink in and take that message. Like, right? Every single card in this deck is just like that. Like, oh, okay. Grandmother Pearl, viewpoint. I said I wasn't going to pick cards up anymore or move them around, and I'm doing just that, sorry. Grandmother Pearl, viewpoint. Change the narrative inside. See a new story. The little rainbow inside the shell. Grandmother Prairie, exploration. Look at that sunburst. I never get tired of Mari's art style. And between that and Kara's writing, chef's kiss, man. Chef's kiss. Grandmother Raven, unknown. That's actually a little sticker that I received with my deck. Grandmother Salmon, determination. I love that because salmon swim upstream. So smart. Keep swimming upstream. Yep, there it is. Still more committed. Confident you know the way. Even when it's hard, even when you have obstacles. If you know that something is your path, you have to go for it. And you can't let the backwards flowing of the water sway you from what you know your purpose is. See? Boom. Ugh. So easy to read with. Grandmother Spider, creativity, permission to make. Grandmother Squash Blossom. Earlier when I was reading this in my head, it came out squish. I was having lots of trouble forming those words, squash blossom. And I wanted like squash bottom and all kinds of random shit came out of my mouth. For some reason, I could not master squash blossom. Everything you want or need, planted just in time. Oh, Grandmother Star. It's another one of those that I get emotional about. Just an incredible nature scene that draws you in. This one too, Grandmother Time, surrender. I love the colors in this one. Grandmother Orange, cheer, freely shared between two hearts, bringing both more light. I'm sorry, I should read the whole thing. I've been doing that lately with the past couple cards. Let me read the whole thing. So, encouragement beams, freely shared between two hearts, bringing both more light. Gorgeous. Grandmother Gorilla, empathy. Tenderness is strong enough. I'm doing it again. Owie. Sensitive feeler, tenderness is strong enough to hold all that is. It just makes you look at the smile on baby's face. Grandmother Horse, volunteer, honorable heart, your willingness to carry lightens the world's load. These cards really allow you to step into those roles, to step into those places with courage. It encourages you to be strong, be brave, but be yourself as well. It just brings about all those things that grandmothers would tell you. I love it. Gosh, look at this sky. Look at this. This is just stupid good. Like, Mari, you're fired. No, you're not. Please don't ever stop making us beautiful artwork. I would love to have this as a piece of art. Just on my wall. Just right next to my little Empress tapestry. So Grandmother Humpback Whale's impact. Majestic tune-up. Your vibration travels far when you sing love's song. Grandmother Octopus, legacy. What will you bequeath? No sacrifice made in vain, if love gives it birth. Grandmother Ostrich, honesty. Grandmother Poppy, lineage. Grandmother Redwood, storyteller. Very applicable to redwoods. They've just been around so long. You know that they've seen things. They've seen the world around them change. Grandmother Swan, silence. Grandmother Turkey, hindsight. I was watching one of Kara's lives while she was flipping through her own prototype, showing it to us, and she was talking about how she saw this was inspired by a moment for her one day. She saw a turkey, and it just kind of kept looking back at her like, Grandmother Walrus, mission. These colors are just out of this world. Grandmother Crocodile, death. So this is one of those destruction cards. Make peace with endings, inevitable for all, walking beside us. See, at the same time, while this deck is so gentle and warm and loving and comforting as grandmothers are, it also doesn't shy away from the truth, Same with this one. Grandmother Dandelion, detoxification. Remove what hinders. Intelligent refinement. Leaves only what serves. So yeah, these cards, even though they're wonderful and warm, they don't shy away from telling you the truth. Neither will grandmothers, They'll tell you like it is. Grandmother Desert, exposure. Grandmother Earthquake, friction. Energy release, fissures revealed on purpose, shaking up your life. Grandmother Iguana, separation. I did not know that iguanas drop their tails. So I have a pet crested gecko. His name is Chai, and he is one of the reptiles that does not regrow their tail. Before him, or actually in addition to him, before I moved, I had 2 leopard geckos as well. And leopard geckos and crested geckos, and iguanas. Like reptiles in the wild, they'll throw their tail to distract a predator and to give them time to escape. The predator will go for the shaky, floppy tail that's on the ground, and the animal will escape. And crested geckos, their tails do not grow back, so they're called frog butts after they've thrown their tail, because they look like frogs. They have no tail anymore. But I guess iguanas grow theirs back. Leopard geckos grow theirs back as well. Interesting fact. But they come back kind of in a different shape than before. They don't quite look the same as the original. Interesting fact that you did not ask for, but you're welcome. Grandmother lightning burst. Brilliant striking flash, illuminating bolt, brings sudden clarity. It's kind of reminding me of the Tower card, which definitely makes sense because we see lightning in the literal Tower card. Grandmother mushroom decay. I love it. Grandmother shark ache. Pain is a teacher. See, just that. Like, it's so wise. Oh, Kara, what have you done? Pain is a teacher. None of us excused from class. Greet the lesson. Stay. Ache is important, It's valuable. If everything were sunshine and rainbows, it wouldn't be life. Grandmother stingray, surprise. Grandmother tornado, uprising. And our last card, ooh, love her. Grandmother volcano, change. There's no turning back. What was once before, now not. Demarcation point. But I mean, look at that color. Outrageous. Guys, I have goosebumps. I don't know about you. Let's zoom back out a little. But yeah, I have goosebumps. Let's shuffle the deck a little bit to see. Oh, it feels so good. I was about to say let's shuffle and get a message, but honestly, again, I cannot because I am a failure. Again, I can only imagine how the cardstock will be in the final because this already is butter. It's so smooth and comfortable and flexible, and it loves to be ruffled. So the final will be even more incredible. Oh, my entire heart. My entire heart. I am so sorry that I did not think ahead. Oh, hello, Grandmother Crocodile. I'm so sorry that I did not think ahead to read my guidebook. However, I will definitely be featuring this deck in this upcoming Sunday Funday Playful Pondering. So if you haven't watched any of those videos, I tend to make videos. My goal originally was every Sunday. Sometimes that doesn't happen. I can go 2-3 weeks without posting one. Sorry about it. But I just do, we'll call them weekly, collective messages for our week. So I will be featuring this deck in this Sunday's video. So be looking for that. I really hope you enjoyed this walkthrough of this incredible, incredible deck. I hope you are as excited as I am. Thank you once again for taking the time to hang out with me. I hope you enjoyed looking at this deck. And until next time, bye guys.